Good afternoon and welcome you all for one of my presentation on the research paper which I have presented in the ICTIEE conference which was held at RK University in our university at our Rajkot campus. So my research work is on motivation based engineering education, a case study which has been taken place at RK University. So in my presentation, I will try to cover up these things: introduction, key performance, ARCS model, case study which I have conducted, methodology of the case study, mapping with the ARCS model, a small survey which has been undertaken, and the result of that, and conclusion. So this is the abstract of the paper. The students who take admission in the engineering course are found to be capable, skillful, and with infinite potentials, but the lack of motivation makes them dull. This paper discusses the cause of demotivation along with the symptoms. Solution of the paper is also been addressed and discussed in form of a case study carried out at the RK University. So what we can say about the motivation is really a driving force for each human being. When a person is really motivated, then he will find himself at the top of the world, and he is always happy and stay forced to work anything. But many a time when the person is not having motivation due to one or the other reason, the person feels himself like paralyzed, even in the condition when he is really having all the skills but yet cannot perform well. So when the motivation is this effect for all the field, why not the teaching and learning? So the students also need a continuous motivation along with their entire student life, and that makes that student life happy. So the students which are studying in engineering so are not exception for the same. So that's why I concentrated on that, how to motivate the students. So first we have to start with what is the reason of demotivation. So if we discussed little bit about that, somewhere I found the reason for the demotivation is lying in the school system. So the schools which is prevailing in our region, in the practice what the schoolings are having, they are arranging the examination, because at the time of examination the students are found performing well. So someone maybe in the past has taken conclusion that let us have more examinations. So yearly examination got converted to semester examination, but still someone found that it would be better to have more examination. Then this 6 semester examination converted to 3 months examination. Then it converted to monthly examination. Then bi-weekly, weekly, and nowadays even many schools are having practice to arrange examination on daily basis. So when the students are having this practice for extended period of time, you can say from LKG to their 11th 12th standard, so for 14 hours this practice is going on. So the students are really not interested in the study, because anyway the examination pattern what we have, the students are not preparing for the same. Now overall the mind is having load. So after these 14 hours of this negative practice, the students become demotivated. So here the what should happen at school level is not scope of this work. So let us concentrate on how we can do. Now when I say the students are not motivated, so how I came to know, so some symptoms which I have found, so they are as described. So first is they are found unresponsive in laboratory and lectures. They generally give priority from sitting at the last, and they are not occupying from the front. Students are not found asking questions. They cannot set their priorities in their life to what thing I should do first, and what thing one should do at the last. So they are having always confusion. They remains always confused and experiences many conflicts, this to do, that to do. They cannot think critically and creatively, keeps distance with teachers. Say anyway, they try to make yourself away from the teachers. Also, they are found careless in their day-to-day life. They are experiencing too much difficulty in self-study. When something is given as their self-study, then response is not positive. Even many a time they are thinking negatively. They often remains absent. Even some of the cases which we have found, even the fact, even their parents don't know that the son or daughter is not going to the college, but they are going elsewhere. So they are not motivated for even making themselves present during their classes and even the laboratories. And it is found that they are having short-tempered nature as well. Even if we go through their internal communication which is going on the social media, this thing short tempered nature resurfaces many a time. So what can be the solution here? So I thought that what can be done. So if we motivate them, then at this age, means they are generally, they take admission at the age of 14 15. At this age they are found little bit matured, means maturity is still there, but they are not motivated. So this model has been found out that let us motivate them so that they discriminate themselves what is good for them, what is not good for them. So I followed this ARCS model, and this John Keller has suggested in one of his research paper that you can categorize motivation in these four categories. It is attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. So I tried to put these symptoms according to that. For example, when attention is there, then they are unresponsive in laboratory, means these are put in the head of attention, so they don't ask question, can't concentrate well in class as well as in the preparation of the subject. They often remains absent, they gives priority for the sitting class, so this somewhere leads to their attention part. In relevance part, I put that immature behavior, additive for tobacco and alcohol, short-tempered nature, have no vision for goal setting, experiences difficulty in self-study, and it is irresponsible towards their duty to parents, society, as well as for the nation. And in confidence, I put poor decision making, stage fear, poor presentation skill, keeps distance with the teachers, careless in their day-to-day life. And in satisfaction, cannot set priorities in their life, cannot think critically and creatively, remains confused, and experiences many conflicts. So I worked on them, and so I decided to have a motivation part. So how I did it? First 10 minutes of the lecture, I given some of the motivation part. So what thing that I have followed, this will be followed in the next slide. So the first 10 minutes is given for that motivation part, and the rest of things will be whatever as per the lesson plan, whatever one wants to conduct. So that has been taken later on. So we did this. So sometimes on need basis, suppose students are found or we have some live problems, then maybe the entire lecture is dedicated for the same. So which methodologies we applied? Let us go through one by one. First, we can say group discussion. So whenever some talks are put there, put for the discussion openly, so they take participation in group discussion. Spiritual talks are many times delivered, because even in our Indian spirituality, the lot of research has been taken place regarding the human body, human mind, and beyond that. So these spiritual talks really help them when they understand what they are and who they are and what they need to really do, and lot of things they learn and get motivation from the same. Then management talks, different management talks depending on their soft skill part, more or less, are discussed here with live story or examples and not many other things. Sometimes we read same article from the books, from the journal, from the magazines as it is. Newspaper gives many of the things lively which is happening in the society, so that reflection many time also we gone through this newspaper reading. Then the scripture Ramayana is really full of motivation. For example, we in management we have a concept 24 by 7, no? So the Hanumanji was the first person who have given this 24 by 7 concept. When he is going for the search of Sitaji, the Menak Parvat says that let us have a rest for a couple of minutes. Then Hanumanji says that unless I complete the work of my Lord Sri Ram, I cannot take rest. So here is the concept. So unless your work is not finished and unless you don't get the success, you cannot take rest. So these kind of things, Ramayana is having lot many things in this respect, and really students are appreciating, especially the Sundarkand part is full of management and full of inspiration is there. Then many time we gone through different management videos, and generally we are having a lot of things coming in our social media. So I use those videos for the motivation part. Different stories are there, Panchtantra stories are already there, and different lot many other stories are there, pictures are there. Mentoring as a whole is required to be done. Out of this discussion, what happened, the students came little bit closer to the teachers. So, and slowly they came on personal basis for their personal counseling. So we did lot of counseling, and really the students have found lot of problems, and even they found solution for the same. And those students who are coming for the personal counseling, the tremendous difference was found in that. Then we practiced Omkar, because whenever we chant Omkar, it is having lot of benefits on the mental level. When your mental level is really stable, you obviously you come to your natural state, which is motivation. So Omkar we did Omkars before I start, or on lectures and lab. We chant Omkar, and this really makes the teacher very calm, because generally what happens, even teachers remains with other work on their desk. Whenever they are on their desk, they have a lot of things to be done, but when they immediately go to the class, they have to change their role. So when we chant Omkar, the being a teacher, even we come to the state of a teacher, then the other role. Then class conduction means the students are given some class to be conducted, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they are delivering something. Many a time I ask, suppose they have done something good in their life, so they have achieved something, they have represented something. So their experience is there, and likewise they are getting motivated. So these are some of the methods which we tried for the same. Now, to map with this with ARCS model was really difficult task. But if we matched with great difficulties, then something what we found is part, group discussion is the attention part, spiritual talks in confidence, management talks confidence, book article reading relevance, newspaper article reading second relevance, and these all the things. Ramayana, video, stories, pictures, mentoring, even personal counseling is boosting all these four components. Omka is somewhere in satisfaction relevance level, and Indian heritage is built up in the confidence level. So after this practice, which we done for extended 1 year period, we taken a survey. Let us check that what change is found and what the students are reflecting. So we prepared a Google survey, and in this the students were asked the questions, and they need to rate it in scale of 0 to 10. If it is they are strongly agree, then 10, otherwise disagree, then 0. So that survey was put in front of the students in form of Google form. So the questions which were formed, let's go through that. So in the attention part, the question was, my responsiveness in the laboratory and lectures has increased. Now I ask and communicate more with the teachers during and after the lab or lectures. My ability to stay focused on a particular thing for a longer period has increased. My engagement and presence with lab or lectures have increased. So it shows the presence level. I occupy the seat from the front and not from the last. So these were some of the questions which were from under attention level. Now in relevance, the question formed are, my level of the maturity has now increased. My addictive habits, for example, say smoking, tobacco, alcohol, etc., are now gone down. If the students is not addictive, then they will put 0 for this question. There is an improvement in my short-tempered nature, or my level of patience has increased. My future vision has increased. I am able to set and identify my goals. My self-learning ability is increased. My respect and responsibility towards my parents, society, and nation have increased. My decision-making ability has also increased. In confidence part, my stage fear has reduced. My presentation skill has now increased. I am now more comfortable to share my thoughts or to talk with my teachers. So distance with the teachers has also now decreased. My carelessness in the day-to-day life has also decreased. And the last part, satisfaction part, the questions are, my ability to set priorities of work has increased. So time management skill has increased. My ability to think critically and creatively has increased. Confusion and conflicts in my life have decreased. Chanting Omkar before and starting or lab and lectures has really helped me, and I chant Omkar at my home also. So these were some of the questions which were formed which the students need to be asked. So this is the result. So after survey, The results found, if we put in form of summary, these are the ratings from 0 to 10, and first 10 questions. So these were means two students are saying that there is no change. For example, how to evaluate this sheet? Four students are saying that they are not agree with this, something like that. So if you observe here, this part is having less numbers and this part is having higher numbers, means that there are more number of students which are agree for this particular thing. Now is, if you consider on the question number 7, which was on the addictive habit, so 19 students were not having addictive habits, but surprisingly 18 students have accepted that they have given up that habit. So even see in the 10th, means most agree part, most of the students are having more falling in that criteria. So this shows that they are having greater improvement. First 10 questions and remaining 10 questions are having same scenario. You can see here most of the students are concentrating on this right side part. So means excellent result is there. Now Omkar effect. When I asked the questions to the students that really does it help. So initially when I started, first I explained them what is the why which one should chant Omkar in scientific way, because a lot of research has been done on the Omkar and it has found positive that it makes a lot of difference even for the patients, even for the pregnant woman. A lot of difference is there when they chant Omkar. So initially I called them, let us practice this for 1 week. So after 1 week, if you find that it is useless and doesn't help us, then we will stop it and will not do it. So after going through this practice for 1 week, the students were agreed that no sir, we will continue this, and really we are finding that it helpful. So initially we started with the just 3 Omkars, but now we have reached to 5. Due to time constraints, we cannot go further, but 5 recitation we do before we start lab and laboratory. One of the question was put in the survey that we chant Omkar at the home. So surprisingly, 14 students are now on daily basis they are chanting Omkar at their home, and these many students are saying that no, they are not doing. But 64 students says that sometimes they do it, depending on the time and availability or a lot of other things. So these really have a good practice which they have accepted. So let us go through some of the snapshots. So before the lab, see here the students are chanting with the teacher, and they are taking participation in that. Then a small talk is going on, and the students are participating in these are the lab hours. Now same is done for the theory lectures. In this video, you can find that the students are doing Omkar. So we do this together, because together makes the things better. And generally college students doesn't take participation in this, but really we have got success regarding them, because ultimately this is something which one should experience rather than to explain. So ultimately the conclusion part is with the motivation, the teaching learning process becomes really very smooth. The students are found to learn without stress, and here also the latent potential of the students are surfacing. The teacher can identify their latent potentials, and even the students are having their strength part to be visible. So also that makes their confidence level up, and the students' vision of dealing with the world even is found changing. So I really acknowledge our management, which has given this perception to us, and especially our vice chancellor sir, because uh, in one of meeting he insisted that don't run blindly for the syllabus, but whatever you do you make that, and that it goes to the students and make the students speak. So the first thing which I came in my mind, it was due to our honorable VC sir's direction in that level, and then I started this practice. So I really thank them, and the director of the school, even deputy director and head of the department has really helped me for conducting this thing. So these are some of the references, and yeah, with this I am going to complete my presentation. Thanks a lot, thank you very much, and you can now go through any questions if you have anyone.
Thank you, sir. One of the question is how to motivate
Yeah,
ourselves permanently.
how to motivate, yeah, pardon
How,
please.
how to motivate ourselves permanently.
Okay, see, yes, yeah. Actually, that was also question for me, that when I motivate the students, then what about the motivation part? Being a teacher once needs the motivation. So more or less, the Gurujis which I am having surrounded by me, they are really lot of motivation for me. So I take motivation from those teachers. Means one should have good counselors and motivators, mentors around them. Also I attend lot of workshops, seminars for the same, so one can get motivation from there. Also we have different seminars, from that I get the motivation for the same. Even I read books, so books are always helping. So more or less the ways which I have accepted, same practice one should do for the faculties as well. So I think that may make one motivated. Even see, YouTube videos are really helping a lot. There are a lot of motivators and spiritual masters which are delivering lectures. So if we go through that, really we find ourselves a lot of motivated. Yeah, any next question please.
Chanting Omkar would be spiritual, but it would be inclined more towards Hinduism. A class might have students from other religions.
Yes, actually see, there is a difference between religion and spirituality. So when we try to mold any religious practice, then yeah, it may create conflict. But here, what I try to convey is spirituality. What I try to convey is not Hinduism. And Omkar is somewhere. It is basically wrong notion that Omkar is somewhere connected to Hinduism. No, it is not connected with that. It is for all global religions. See, whatever is maybe because the introduction of the Omkar is since the introduction of this earth itself. So at that time, no even casteism were there, no religions were there. So it is very ancient, and all should practice that. So I try to convince the students in this fashion, and I respect all the religion. Even that was one of my practice during the discussion. I say to a lot to the students that you try to make yourself religious, you try to make yourself spiritual, but don't say something about the others religion. Religion is just a path or method. One should accept a religion, but all are different paths, and one should respect the other path as well. This means all religions are really respective. One should bow down for the same. But see, on just chanting Omkar, it means I'm not promoting Hinduism, but overall it is something to be experienced. So in that fashion I take this thing.
Have you reviewed
Yeah, next
the
question please.
Have you reviewed the existing theories in motivation?
Existing theory, actually, due to time constraint, I was expecting to do so. Actually, now I am motivated to do so. But a lot of invention I found that has been done on the motivation. But yes, when we conducted this thing, we didn't review it. But now we are concentrating because now we are finding that thing important, and we'll do now in the next phase. We are doing that. But at the time of the implementation, the whatever has been done in the area of motivation, yeah, that was not taken of care.
When strength of class is nearly 60 or more, what particular techniques are you using to control and motivate students?
Actually, these all practice are on mass basis, because in laboratory the students are very closer and less in numbers. But The same practice can be done with the mass. Even we had a class of 75 students somewhere, but when you are delivering this thing in particular way, then students are really finding this thing. So I particularly have not found anything difficult when the mass is going to increase, but it becomes, but see, your quality level, your voice level, the way in which you are delivering, that makes a sense. So if it is up to some extent, then students will definitely take interest even in a mass.
Achievement in motivation would lead to students' better performance. What are the improvements in achievement?
See, if these are on two bases, one on personal basis and one on mass basis. On mass basis, as I shown, the results or survey shows that they are really improved. Now, if we say on the personal basis, the students which were coming for me after this practice, many students were coming to me regularly for their personal counseling. Even we did counseling for continuously 2 to 3 hours many a time. So on those basis, I can say that those students who are coming on the personal basis, they are really tremendously motivated, because while discussion with the students, initially they had lot of confusion in their mind, but with the slowly with this discussion, all this confusion vanished, and that confusion part was the main thing for their demotivation. So when their confusion gone, then automatically they came on the stage of motivation, and really they performed well in their studies. Really they performed well on their other competition level. Even some students were working at some social level, or some even they are having some part-time jobs. So even the performance level has gone up in that respect as well. So I will say overall the benefit is really has gone, means this method has really helped the students.
Are they able to focus on high performing skills like design, problem solving, product development, etc.?
Yes, actually that creativity and innovation part has also been taken care. So actually the subject which I teach is more or less depended on their mathematical ability. For example, in theory of machine and machine design, they have to go with lot of analytical work. So they are found really motivated for the same. Even some of the tasks which I have given to them in case of product design, because that is also my one of the area of interest. So in product design, students are found really motivated. Even approximately 7 students are in a stage to file their patents. So they have really worked in that area. Means their idea has also now patentable, and we are almost going to file the patterns for the same. So this has really helped them in that respect as well.
At what semester students have you conducted this experiment?
These students are from the pre-final. Means we started this practice in their 6th semester. So 6th semester and 7th semester, in both semester it was covered, and these students are still studying in their final semesters. But the survey done after their 1 year, it was 6th semester and 7th semester, BTech mechanical engineering.
What are the basic reasons for poor motivation in the engineering courses?
Yeah, in engineering course, when the students don't know the application for what they are learning, I think this is the greatest demotivation for the same, because they are having lot of mathematics, lot of analytics. They have to remember a lot of things, but when they don't know that where this subject is having a place in their career, in the future vision, or whatever, in their professional life, so they don't think that subject important. But when you teach them that this subject is having this much importance in their professional life, in the gate examination, even in their employment, when we teach the subject importance from that level, then the students will really find their studies important. And another thing, it also depends many time to the way in which the teacher is teaching. If the teacher himself is stay focused and is having good knowledge, then definitely the students are found taking interest in the particular subject. And many time it is also found whenever we give the elective subjects, so they are not selecting the subjects as per their choice, but they are selecting the subjects as per the teacher who is going to deliver the subject. So somewhere teacher is also having major role. And I would also like to say that even with this practice, if the teacher is not delivering their technical subject well, these all the things up to some extent it will fail. So this should not happen as a cost of their regular subject teaching. So the teacher should definitely teach the subject, because by this way they are winning their trust. My students will trust only if you can teach them well the technical subject, and in addition to that you are giving this, and that makes the things better. So I will say the demotivation part little bit application, and up to some extent it is based on the teacher.
Do they focus on entrepreneurship?
Yes, entrepreneurship separately it is not focused, but with some of the talks and or indirectly it has been taken care. But yes, it is a good thought to introduce somewhere directly the entrepreneurship in one of in component. Yeah, yeah, it can be taken care. So I would now I would have that practice how to, especially from the entrepreneurship side, something should be added.
What is the weighted average for various questions?
Actually, that much statistical analysis is not carried out, but just in a scale of 0 to 10, the level was just done. Out of that, they have given as per their choice, but that statistical analysis and that has been not taken care.
Will imposing more discipline and strictness in the class demotivate students?
Yes, many a time it happens when we impose it without explaining to the students. When but suppose you want to have some rule in the students, so first we should explain them need of this, how this rule is going to be benefited to them, and also we should explain them that, say for example, in traffic, suppose no one is going to follow the rules and regulations, then we cannot drive. Even any game is having their own rules and regulations. So if all are following the rules and regulations, then a game can be played. So if we explain from this perspective that these rules are for your betterment, and if they feel it, then it will not demotivate. But otherwise, see, many a time it happens that whenever we impose some rules, then it is a cause of demotivation many a time.
Which strategy gets maximum acceptance for jobs?
Yeah, pardon please.
Which strategy gets maximum acceptance?
Yes, actually that research has been already carried out. They are having two things they will need. One is their technical skill and another is their soft skill. So the students who are having good soft skill part, so they are having more employment. It is what I am finding this since last 15 years I am in the field. So I observe that thing, that the students who are more confident, students who are having good team building skills, students who are having good dedication, good students who are having good time management skill, so they are winning the field. But those who are having good mark sheets but not the other things, then really they, even though they get jobs, but they cannot either sustain, or they will having lot of demotivation afterwards. So these things are stressing more for their employment.
What about the other parameters affecting on learning?
Yeah, that may be a lot of things, but I try to cover up as per my knowledge and experiences and as per the guidance of my counselors or mentors. We framed something and it was all about this. So that may be the other parameters, and that one should taken care. I would really appreciate if someone is sending their own experiences or some link from where I can find this. I would really appreciate that thing.
How do you improve the coaching of students?
Actually, there should be feedback. Means whenever you, the moment you teach, generally it's the teacher is coming to know whether his lecture is better for the students or not. Actually, the parameter which I use whenever I complete the class, I should be having satisfaction. When I leave the class, if I find I myself satisfied, yes, I have done good, then it is first measure that I have done something good. On the contrary, a lot of feedback systems are there. You can ask to this question. You can ask to the students who are nearer to you. You can have some kind of survey. So by this, we can say the coaching becomes good. Even in our university, we have the faculty observation. So in the faculty observation, we have a particular some of the things which they are observing, and after observation, we have an open discussion, even with the director sir, many times with the VC sir, and likewise we make our coaching more better and better. So that may be the case for the other teachers as well.
What are the reinforcing activities?
For the faculties or for the students?
I think for the students.
Yeah. So for the students from the university side, a lot of seminars and workshops are arranged, and a lot of interactions with the learned people from the industry as well as from the professional field. They are often coming here. Also, we are arranging a lot of different competitions at state level and national level, and we are sending our students to there as well. So these are what we can say some of the reinforcement which we are using at present for the students.
Have you planned a course plan?
Course for what?
Course plan.
Yes, actually, a university says us that all the teachers should be having their particular coursework. Actually, our methodology regarding that is really very quite different, and which is appreciable. We are having a workshop which we call as learning experience design. So all the faculties must have to go through that workshop. In that, we are given intense training regarding all the research which has been taken place, which and recently what has been done, and we prepare the lesson plan. Even we are taught that how one should prepare a lesson plan, and according to that all teachers are performing. Not only me, all the teachers are preparing their lesson plans, and the lesson plans are not just of one page, but we are preparing for, generally it reaches to 3 to 4 pages. Even we are planning for 5 minutes, even we are planning, and according to that we follow the practice. So whenever I prepared the lesson plan, even I consider that first 10 minutes is not to be occupied for the technical stuff, and accordingly we have done the things, and we have achieved up to some we can say 80% planning we have achieved, and according to that we worked. So yes, I prepared the lesson plans.
What are the research questions that you considered for this?
Research questions, actually that has been not formed, but my interest was to have change to the students. So if we put that in that research form, then the question can be can students result or can students behavior be changed with motivation. So that may be a question regarding that, but especially I have not gone through that questioning and all. So because most of the time it was on to do state, then to think stage. So we applied whatever we can, we applied. Even it can be done with the better ways using the scientific ways and whatever latest inventions are there, but we did whatever was coming in my mind, and whatever was coming together, we two teachers decided with the mentors, and likewise we performed the things.
Have they done any case studies, open problems, or field visit?
Open problems, Actually, field visits, what method we have here? We are having lot of industrial visits and field visits, but it is distributed to all 4 semesters and with different disciplines as well. So I have not mapped these practice with their field visits. So what they are doing and how, something like that. So that mapping has not been done, but it can be mapped definitely with this.
We will just give the audience 1 or 2 minutes before we close.
Hello.
We will just give 1 or 2 minutes in case any questions.
Okay. Okay.
So there seem to be no more questions. Sir. Thank you very much for the webinar. I will send you the recording soon.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I use a platform network as well as all attendees, because really your questions really motivates me even to continue this work. So thanks a lot. Thank you very much all.
Thank you, sir.